Hey guys, welcome to another Drinks with Barry. It's been a while, so we have lots to catch up on.
It's been a while because there's a lot going on with Barry. Contrary to what our videos might show, we both work jobs. We don't work traditional 40-hour-a-week jobs. We put in a lot of hours each week. So the stuff we do on Barry's on the side, and then we decided we're going to use Barry for a week. And that was the big push of all the work we've been doing, is to take Barry out for a week. And it was a split trip between a little vacation and learning to be trained on to do paramotoring. So it was a frantic pace to get Barry done, which you may remember the roof wasn't done. I'm not sure if you can see it in frame, but we still don't have the actual interior frame pieces done on the ceiling. But I guess I'll just jump right into it. The roof is done, because we're back from the trip, so obviously the roof, we did finish the roof. Everything outside is done and ready to go.
And we finished the roof. The day we were going to leave, we had to be at the place we were going to stay, which we'll get to that. We had to be there by 4:30. We were pulling out of the driveway in Barry at 4:05. I mean, it was a mad dash the morning of waking up at like 6 a.m. and just getting to work, and we had to get the AC units on. We had to get it. Oh my gosh, it was a lot. It was a lot. And pack and just get everything in Barry. And I was away for 2 weeks dog sitting, so that was just added on to it all. And Colin worked his butt off to get everything ready to go. So
decided not to put the old ladder back on, which Barry used to have a ladder hard mounted to the rear that would take you up onto the roof. There was some roof damage we found when we took the old roof off. We repaired all of that old wood, but I was looking at it thinking, you know, I don't really like that old ladder system. Because, you know, it's a fixed point, so you can only go up Barry that one corner. But it gets you on the roof, so okay, that's good. But what happens if there's a problem like we need to clean the front windshield, or there's this issue with an awning, or there's an issue somewhere over here? You know, if there's a problem somewhere else in that corner, how do you get up to it? Because Barry is 12 feet tall or 13 feet tall, however tall this thing is. It's really tall. It's more than I can jump. So we need to figure out some way to do the ladder. And I said, you know what? We had roof damage previously from the ladder. I said, how about we just ditch that ladder and we get a collapsible ladder, something we can keep in the basement. If we need it, we'll pull it out, extend it, up you go. But otherwise it stays retracted. And I like it. So that's what we decided to go with. Just, it's a cleaner, easier solution, I think, to go with. And with, you know, modern tech, it's no big deal. It's a simple thing to do. They're not that heavy. So I'd say, well, that's the way we're going to go.
yeah. So we got the AC, we got the roof done, the AC units on, we got the new fans on. Oh my gosh. Got the microwave back in.
We have a microwave again. The awning is back on, which the old awning, well, the awning, I say old awning. The awning as done by the dealership, I wanted a shield put on, so they put a shield on it. It was too long. So the shield would dangle out from the side of the awning when retracted, and worse yet, that prevented it from closing all the way. So when we had it off, putting the roof on, I pulled one link out. We also, as we put it on, we went ahead and put a little more tension into it, just, you know, because the salesman at the dealership, as he retracted, goes, oh, I could probably use a little more tension. Well, he was saying that to mean that's the reason it's not retracting. I didn't buy that one, and after we removed the track and put it back on, it fits perfect now.
Oh my gosh, the awning was perfect during the trip. It was so great.
And but for just good measure, we added just a little bit more tension and we were good. What was the screen just flash?
I have no idea. Are we losing battery?
I don't know, but it just flashed some message.
It did. We should probably talk faster.
Talk faster. That's not going to happen. So yeah, the awning was great.
Barry did awesome. The first night we stayed at Lake Manatee State Park. Am I getting ahead of myself here?
A little bit, but go for it.
Oh, no, go ahead. Let's stick to our notes.
Yeah. We got the head installed completely, which, remember, we went with a composting toilet. It's venting out through the utility basement unit, which means the one where all the sewage pipes and water lines and all of your electrical stuff goes through. We have it venting out that way, because composting toilets have to have a constant flow of air through them, and particularly out of them, and they want to exhaust it somewhere else. So we have that venting out the underside of Barry through that basement. It's wired into our actual 12-volt panel, has its own dedicated fuse. That was an adventure with Amy proclaiming, because that was one of her items that said, here, you need to run this line through this wall. Here's the passage you got to go put it through.
This wall.
She pronounced, it's impossible, put a hole in the wall, you can fix it later. And this is one of the things, I had her do this because I was busy doing everything else.
I kept getting stuck right around here. My solution is just put a hole in everything and fix it later.
Yeah, that's it. You can't be done, put a hole in it, fix it, whatever. I don't give a damn, you just fix it. But anyways, we finally, without putting a hole in the wall, we got the wire run through, so it has a dedicated power supply and it's running great.
That's Ava.
The dish, because we have satellite, remember, it was wired in through the utility basement as well. So the satellite can be run wherever, it plugs into the basement, and then that gives us our signal to the TV receiver kajigger at the front of Barry. So that was all before the trip. Then on the trip, the composting toilet is amazing.
Yes.
That was a huge success story in our book because we've dealt with black tanks a little bit before. We've never dealt with composting toilets before. We liked the notion of the composting toilet, but we never ever actually had to deal with it. Living with it for a week, it was wonderful.
That was great.
Not having to do with the black tank, big one.
Oh yeah.
Being able to take nice long showers for all week and not fill up our gray tank, which our black and our gray tank are now linked together. That was wonderful. Oh, yeah. There's no smell, there's no problem. What did you think about day in, day out?
It was great. I mean, you didn't have the black tank smell like you already mentioned. The showers, I mean, now that we have a bigger tank, I mean, it was just, it's a win-win. Yeah, all around.
Our first trip with Barry, we noticed really, really short shower times.
Oh yeah, really short. After 2 days, we already filled it up.
Yeah. With this one, we went all week and didn't fill it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
We were using the shower, because I wanted to see how much better is it really.
Well, plus, I mean, the power paragliding training, I mean, you're outside all day in the sun, you're sweating, so when you come back, you're just exhausted because it's an all-day thing. So, I mean, a nice hot, long shower at the end of the day, we used it. It was nice.
The ACs worked brilliantly.
Oh my gosh, so happy.
We actually ran on only one, not because we couldn't run on both, but we didn't need to. We primarily just ran on one unit the whole trip.
It was perfect. I mean, it was cold in here, too.
Yeah, it kept the temperature perfect, and it was like, well, okay, let's just run on one.
And Barry had, where we ended up, Barry had no shade at all. I mean, he was in the sun all day long, and the AC unit, just one running. Perfect. Yeah, we had the dogs couldn't be with us for the paramotor training, obviously, just would be dangerous. So we kept running back, because we parked at the airport. So we kept running back over to check to make sure they were okay, and they were fine, no problem. Yeah. Nice and cool in here. Life was good. It was perfect. The satellite worked better than I thought it would work. I set it up on the ground at the rear corner of Barry, and I didn't take a picture because I'm an idiot. It would have been cool to show you just how negligible of a position it was, or negligent of a position it was. And I say it's a negligent position because one night I was walking around enjoying the beautiful skies, clear sky. We were out in the middle of nowhere. Nowhere, so there's just all the stars. I'm like, oh, this is great, walking along, and I kicked the satellite dish. I think, ooh, that's not going to end well. So I came back inside, turned the receiver on, and sure enough, no signal. I went back outside, adjusted it, and that's about where it was. Why not? Came back in, and it was like, I got a station. I jumped to another station, said, no, I can't see it. Try going one station off. So I went one station off. That station was there. I went back to that station, and it worked. I'm like, holy crap! I was able to re-figure out where it was after I kicked it. And it was cool having the dish because our episode of Big Time RV aired while we were down on Pine Island. So it was really cool to get to watch our episode in Barrie on our trip. I mean, it was just really fun. And for that, we tested out also Verizon's hotspot, and it worked really well. Streaming YouTube live was trivially simple. Yep. Reading their website made it sound difficult, like you needed to do setup through something, software encoding, and blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. And I did all those steps they said. When it came time to actually go, it fires up Google Hangouts. And bloop, up it's running, no problem, easy peasy, and it was running everything perfectly. And the Verizon hotspot connection held perfectly. It no issue. And if you want to see our reaction to our episode, just check out one of our videos. It's down there. Yeah, it's somewhere on our page. You can see there's the actual videos we watch us on TV. Yep. And we had friends asking us questions and stuff, so we were answering them live as well, so that was pretty neat.
Anything else?
No, aside from the trip.
All right. I know you're looking at my notes and wondering what this bottom portion is, because I didn't tell you about this. So this is new. Amy thinks drinks with berries should be short. I don't think you guys really care. I think you guys just want content. If you have any preference either way, please make a comment down below, and we'll take it under advisement. But we still need to shoot a video about why we have berry, because you guys probably have no idea why we have berry. And after watching Big Time RV, you're probably really confused with what's going on, and we need to explain what's going on. But I have some questions for you post-trip, because most of the conversations we have, you see, obviously it's us as we're doing stuff, we have chats, and so we both know basically what we're going to say because we've already discussed it all.
Oh my god, I have no idea what's going on.
Things you don't know well, I'm curious because one of the reasons we have berry is the ability to go into a state park, and we've done a lot of camping, and mostly private campsites of various regards.
Yep.
We've RV camped only in commercial places.
Yes.
You know, whether it's a nature place or whether it's actually a high-end, like ritzy resort style. That's all we've done.
I feel like this is a pop quiz.
It is pop. What do you do?
What do you do, Jack?
So the question is, we finally have spent our first night camping in an RV in a state park. What were your thoughts?
I loved it.
Yeah?
I did. I think we got really, well, I guess all state parks are nice, but Lake Manatee State Park, I mean, it was very clean, had like 60 spots. Ours was like a 50-inch back-in, I think.
50-inch?
50 feet. Smallest campsite in the world.
It wasn't 50 feet.
It was 50 or 60.
Really?
Yeah, it was big.
Oh.
Yeah. I really liked it. It was clean. You had neighbors. You didn't have neighbors. I mean, it was just, I really liked it.
It was different from the commercial places. One of the big differences is it doesn't have all the features and amenities that I'm used to. Not to say it's sparse.
Wait, how so?
Like the dog park area, the pools and stuff like that. We didn't really look at the bathrooms, but
it did have it didn't have a dog park area. It did have 2 bathhouses because it had 2 loops, and I'm actually going to do a review of it with pictures and everything like that.
Later.
So, yeah, that'll be up on the website later. But it had 2 bathhouses, which, like you said, we didn't go in. It had trails.
But that's the big difference, is it was more nature oriented. So for us, like when we were set up there, which was, I got to have my dream of the awning out, my reclining chair, and my Kindle. You know, morning or evening, just kick back in the chair and read a book. That was really nice.
I slept in one morning till like 8, and by the time I got up, he was out. I'm like, "Where's Colin?" He was outside underneath the awning in his chair, reading his Kindle.
But it was nice being able with the dogs. You know, you just at the back of our site was a trail, so you walk out from our site, not like the way you came and drove in, but just walk right out the back end of the site, and there you found a trail. And then you go hiking out around Lake Manatee or whatever it was there. It was pretty cool. It was a different emphasis. It wasn't focused on the amenity side, it was focused on the nature side. And that was a cool difference for me to experience. So I was curious of, because sort of a giveaway, as you saw in Big Time RV, the tour, and actually more closely, the Prevo won't fit in there.
Nope.
This, you say it's 50 foot, I don't know about that, because this being a 35 fit in perfectly.
Well, according to the website, they had 50 foot back and 40 foot, and then they had a 60 foot. They only had a couple 60 back end.
But the site we had was a beautiful site. We looked at the map before we got there, and we picked it specifically. And when we parked Barry in there, it like notched in like a Tetris game, where it just fit into its little nook in the corner, and that was cool. So like the front and rear were both sort of like wrapped around with trees.
Yeah, it was a really, really beautiful site.
We didn't bother deploying any of the side awnings at all, just because you had such tree cover everywhere.
Yeah, and I took a lot of pictures of the site, so like I said, when I do the review, I'll post pictures of it. But yeah, Lake Manatee was gorgeous, and the trail behind our house actually...
Behind our house?
Barry is our house.
That's the next question.
Is it really?
Yes.
But we walked out, and they had like a little beach area, and you can rent canoes, and the dogs just loved having their feet in the sand and big play area.
You're rambling now.
I'm rambling, Arnold.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, anyways, I loved it.
All right. Next big question. This is our second time using Barry, and I know a little bit about All right, we're back. Suspense of this big question killed the battery. So, big question.
Okay.
We did one trip, and that was lovely. We enjoyed it. The second trip, though, was a bit of a different experience, different environments, different setup altogether. What did you think of Barrie as a home? Because the first time we didn't come out of it going, Barrie's a home.
This time I did come out of it thinking, this is home. You know, I don't know if it's because we painted and made it a little bit homier. I mean, we still have to finish, but I don't know, this time it felt like home. Like I could actually see us living in this full time. What about you?
Yeah. I don't know what the difference was, though, between that trip and this trip. The first trip was the cycling, hiking trip up to Santos. This trip was different, though. It did have a more homier vibe to it, and I don't know what contributed to that.
This wall.
It must have been the wall.
It's this color teal. It just did it. But yeah, I totally agree with you. There was something about this trip where it just became home.
Composting toilet. Actually, what it probably is there's a lot of little issues we had. Like, we had the shower curtain originally, the stock shower curtain, and that was horrendous. It makes the shower... I am wider than the shower was originally. We got one of those ziggy-zaggy shower curtain rods that we modified to work in Barrie. That helped a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Made a big shower. Having a real bed helped. Because this time we all got to sleep in the bed, basically.
The last time we had the air mattress, and I mean, we've all slept on air mattresses before. One person gets up, you sink. One person moves, you're like this all night. So.
Well, no, it's 2 people, 2 dogs on an air mattress. So you get shoved. I would get shoved to the edge, and with my mass, I would sink right off the edge of the bed. So I had to come out and sleep out here.
So you had the bed, the shower, just.
Yeah, a lot of little things that really. There was not one thing in particular I could point to that did it. But yeah, it did feel more homey. So the big question was fairly simple. Now, an awkward question.
Okay.
It's not so much for you, I guess it's me, but I'll ask it to you.
Okay.
What about Barrie as an office?
Totally doable. The reason being is this right here is a workspace. Have to make it a little bit more sturdier. And then right there, actually where the camera is sitting on is a table, and that's a workspace. You can also sit outside.
Well, now you're making things up, though. I mean, because you didn't do a lot of work.
I did.
That's what I'm saying. It was more of me. I actually had to work during that trip. So for me, it was I had to have the duality of home and office in the same enclosed space. I can't recall whether you had that same experience at all.
I didn't, because I took the whole week off, didn't have to bring my work laptop or anything.
Never mind then, snob. Jeez.
God, I just took a real vacation.
I don't take any days off, ever.
Oh, I think your last day off was like, what, 2 years ago?
If it ends in Y, I work. But working in the same environment as home, it's interesting.
But I feel like we already kind of do that because we both work from home now.
Yeah, this is different though. Because the different part is I would work from here mostly because I had to be on this. I needed to use my phone as a hotspot, which that all worked perfectly. Technology-wise, everything worked at this, and this was the most scaled down I hope to ever do it. It worked all well. I paused there because I have delusions of grandeur of the server that's going to go in here, and I have it built, and we're testing it out in the actual house of the server that's actually going to go in Barrie. But that's a whole another level of geekiness. But so the laptop and cell phone, that was our means out, and it worked. But it was strange to be sitting here working, and there you are prepping food with dogs walking around, very excited suddenly because food's being prepped, and trying to multitask. It's trying. I think it's something with time we'll get better with. I don't know if maybe there's a solution of, turn the bedroom into an office during the day. I don't know. Which just occurred to me that might be an idea. Somehow put a retracting desk in there just so, go in there, close the door, and work and be out of the way. Because that was the problem. Working here, you feel like you're in the way. So, anyways.
Yeah, I really don't have any input as of right now for that.
Slacker. The remodeling's on hold because it broke my ankle. So you can't do that. So and now you can't contribute because you take vacations. Jeez.
One thing, since like you said, the remodeling is kind of on hold, like the cabinetry and everything, but We have the balances down, so we're going to do that. Paint the bathroom. So there's little things we can do.
Yeah.
But the big stuff's on hold.
And it's also unwinding a bit because it was a mad dash those last 2-3 weeks to get this ready to go for that trip.
Yeah.
It came out well.
I'm just surprised we weren't driving down the street with something sticking off as we were trying to rush away.
And Barry worked perfectly the whole trip. That was
Yeah.
sort of a wonderful experience of it. It worked absolutely brilliantly. Got us down there, got us back. No problem at all.
Yeah, he was awesome.
It was a real joy in that regard to use.
Yep. I think we made little more homey things, kind of jumping back a little bit. Like we put a little trash can in this time instead of just using a random trash bag.
Yeah, we're going through our gig list of things we don't like. Let's improve.
Yeah. We made a list during the week of things that, like, oh, it'd be so nice if we had this, and we'll get that and add it for the next trip.
Oh, well.
I think that's it.
I have nothing else. I'm now looking at all the stuff to be done and what's left to be done, and
the battery was so close to making it the whole video.
Yeah,
so close. Oh well. All right, guys. Well, until next time.